Hi guys, I'm Dan Whittaker. Today we are talking about slow motion practice to improve your game. So guys, today we are taking a look at the deep slow motion practice. I did a video on this quite a long time ago. Got asked by someone who was watching if we could redo it. So here we are, taking a look at this with some new added bits on that I use in my coaching. Okay, so give you a few insights in how I like to see people practice to develop their golf game. So this comes back from like Ben Hogan era, where he used this to develop it. There's been many pieces of footage that he's used for this or have been seen for this, where he's working on his swing. I think that this is a great way to do it, to work on your game. And it's not just golf. We know that people learn like this in all different facets of life, from music to business, industry, and all other sports. So let's have a look at how you can apply this way of learning and practicing to improve your game. The deep slow motion type of practice is really, really important in terms of you being able to take some ownership of your swing. Okay, it's not just about hitting balls really, really slow. It's doing it at a speed that's slow enough that your awareness level is heightened to a massive level that you can start to control the movements in your swing. Ben Hogan was a huge advocate of doing this. You can see it was the footage of him at Seminole where he was practicing, and we can see that there he's hitting the balls very, very slowly, and this is allowing him to start to get the feeling of what that movement is in his swing. He can then start to make changes, and it is massive, because what you want to be able to do is you need to know what is right and what is wrong in the swing, and doing it slow enough will allow you to get the true feelings of where the club is positioned at any time during the swing. Now, one of the pros I've seen over the years practicing like this has been Hunter Mayhem, and I've seen him hitting balls very, very slowly whilst he's making changes to the swing. So what we're talking about is, we're not talking about, just hitting it pretty hard and working on the outcome. We're talking about changing your swing, okay, and working at that, okay? So I would like to see one that's like you've got grades in there, almost like acceleration in the car. Let's say you had a 10%, 30%, 50%, and I like my practice to be around 70 to 80%. You'll see tour players on the range, they're not flat out, they're really working just nice and smooth hitting because they want to be able to feel things, okay? So if we're looking at one that was around a 10% swing, this would be something around an 8 to 10 second swing almost, okay? Might even be 12, okay? So what we'll do is we set up to one here, and as I'm about to hit, I'll take an exhale outwards. This allows me to get a nice bit of relaxation into the body. So doing it that slow, I can feel exactly what's going on in the swing. You'd look a bit of an idiot on the range like that, and it costs you a lot of money. So when P rolling across the floor, you probably do it in your backyard, because you're not hitting the ball very far. But what you are doing is you're starting to get a feel for the move. You might say, well, what's the point in hitting the ball? Now, my issue is when you do that swing without a ball, it's really easy. When you put the object in the way, it's really, really difficult, because you'll have a hit impulse. You want to do something. So if you're working at impact and you're wanting to get rid of a flip, and you need to know how those arms are going to work with that body, okay, and how everything can start to come through together, this could be amazing for you, okay? Now, if you're just working on your backswing, okay, I do the backswing as slow as you can and just come through at speed. So if we were doing this, okay, it would be a really pretty slow motion, so I can feel in the backswing. So let's say, for this swing, I'm going to work at my wrist set, which I know I don't do that brilliantly in my swing, okay? I'm going to make sure that I am completing my shoulder turn, okay? So, they're my two swing thoughts, okay? So I need to do those slow enough that I can feel it, okay? Now, if I make this swing really slow, okay? Now, it still came through at relatively decent speed. So I've got 73 miles an hour of speed through the ball, so there's enough speed to be able to get the ball round, but I can get the feeling of what I'm trying to do in my backswing. Now, what I always ask my students is, how did that feel? I don't want to know how it felt off the face, okay? We've got the TrackMan and all that stuff, and they can see the ball fly on the range to know what that's like. I need to know what it felt like in the swing, because we now need to make adjustments. So let's say that was my swing, I could then say, I don't think I quite said it as well as I could. I genuinely actually didn't. So what I could then do is I could make it another practice swing and feel it, getting that wrist set. Then I can hit another shot at that slower speed, really exaggerating that wrist set, and I can start to then feel it. That allows me to start to take ownership, okay? So when the guys who did the talent code, the book, spoke about deep practice in terms of neuro learning, in terms of becoming elite or the best you can be. Okay, they had this 10,000 hour rule, but the big thing that came for me was that the awareness level these people had when they practiced allowed them to make changes. And it wasn't about feeling inadequate when they weren't able to do it. They learned from their mistakes. So that's massive. Make the mistakes. Be happy to make the mistakes, because we're human. We want to make the mistakes, because you need to know when it's right and when it's wrong. Okay, and that's what this is going to be about. So if I was to hit another one now, I'd say to myself, I'm going to really, really try and exaggerate the feeling of that wrist set. So I make my practice swing and really exaggerate that feeling. Okay, so I'm going to go slowly back, but really exaggerate that wrist set. So I'm back. I didn't strike that one as good. It was a little bit on the toe. Speed was actually up a little though, 75 mile an hour almost. But I was able to feel the wrist set. So let's say I would then do 4, 5, 6, 7 swings like that. I'll then try and do it a little bit quicker. The great thing is, once you can do it slow, you can use it like a ladder or a pyramid or climbing a mountain. You can go up the speed, and as soon as you lose the feel, you can go back down to that slower speed and try and generate the same feeling. So let's say that's my 10% speed. My next speed would be just a little bit up on that backswing, just getting a little bit more of a feel, trying to get a little bit more flow into it. So I would be going back, just getting that nice bit of feeling. So that one would be maybe actually a little bit quicker, maybe closer to 50, but gives you an idea that still was nowhere near full speed, but I can start to then get a feel for it. It's dead important you put this into your sessions, because it's going to allow you to take that ownership we were talking about. Doing those really slow ones that I did at the beginning, amazing if you're working on your downswing. I think it's fantastic because it raises your awareness levels and makes you have a heightened senses within your body and within yourself to where the club is moving and how you can start to make those changes and create the ownership for the new golf swing. So guys, hope you enjoyed that video. If you haven't subscribed, please do so to the channel. If you'd like more information from me, I've got my Instagram, Facebook, all the links below. Jump on my website to contact me. Thanks a lot for watching, and talk with you again soon.